What is this one?
It's during the group offering.
Ah, gotcha, gotcha. Let's see. Oh, it says Temple Bell.
Yeah. I don't know why this is for this.
Should you ask? Because what if I said it wrong?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Can you try us?
Sensei.
This is
It says Temple Bells, and then over here it also says we will be
Is it after?
Temple Bells after.
You can begin with this, and then
With this one?
the
Okay.
control.
you can begin. Just begin.
So do I say this one first?
Yeah, say this first, and then we'll have the Oh, never mind. You can just take that.
Oh, okay. Okay, we take this part out.
Oh, okay.
Aloha and happy Buddha's Day, everybody. I'm Yukino Sasaki,
And I'm Amy Jikai Nakare.
and we will serve as co-MCs for today's celebration. We are Sangha members from Daifukuji Soto Mission, and we are happy to welcome you all to this celebration, both in person as well as online. A big mahalo for your attendance. As a reminder to everyone, please take this time to silence or turn off your cell phones. Thank you. For those of you online, various parts of the program will be shown on your screen. This service is being recorded, so you are welcome to leave your camera on or off as you choose. However, please remember to keep your mics on mute for the duration of the program.
Buddha Day celebrates the birth of Siddhartha Gautama, the one who would become Shakyamuni, the historical Buddha who is revered by Buddhists of all traditions as the great teacher who first turned the wheel of Dharma for the liberation of all beings. Known as Hanamatsuri or Flower Festival in Japanese, this celebration is also known as Kambutsue or Gathering for Bathing the Buddha, which refers to the ritual of pouring sweet tea over a statue of the baby Buddha. The pouring of tea represents the gentle rain, perfumed by flower petals, that was said to have fallen in Lumbini Garden when Siddhartha was born. Hana Matsuri is a memorable occasion because of the beautifully decorated flower pavilion, or Hanamido, used to shelter the statue of the baby Buddha. The appearance of a Buddha in the world is an extremely rare event, and therefore the era in which we live is auspicious for receiving the Dharma. We are grateful for this remarkable opportunity to receive the Buddha's teachings over 2,500 years after his birth. Today's service is being sponsored by the Hawaii Island chapter of the Hawaii Association of International Buddhists, which I will refer to as HAIB. HAIB's beginnings extend back to at least 50 years to the early 1970s. Today, and for the last 30 years, HAIB is and has been an active organization of individuals with diverse Buddhist backgrounds coming together to get to know one another, to learn the rich and varied practices of our different Buddhist traditions, and to promote the cultivation of wisdom and compassion.
Ms. Linda Nagai, president of Kona Honganji Buddhist Temple, will now offer words of welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
Aloha, kakahiaka, everyone. It is a joy to see all of you here today, coming together to celebrate Buddha's Day, Buddha's birthday. Ms. Trinidad Hunt, ministers, members from our participating temples, Daifukushi Soto Mission, Honoka Honganji Mission, Kona Koyasan Daishiji Mission, Tai Shoji Soto Mission, and Neshong Dorje Drayang Ling, which is we all know as Wood Valley Temple, and the Kona Honganji Buddhist Temple. On behalf of the Hawaii Association of International Buddhists, I warmly welcome you to our 14th annual Buddha Day celebration. Today we gather in gratitude, and our theme is walking the path of harmony in a chaotic world. It feels especially meaningful at this time. Here in Hawaii, we are also reminded that the spirit of aloha, kindness, respect, and care for one another reflects the very values that the Buddha taught. This celebration is not only a remembrance of the Buddha's birth, but also a reminder of the wisdom and compassion that continue to guide us in our daily lives. As we celebrate this sacred occasion, we are mindful that many parts of our world today feel unsettled. News of conflict and suffering weighs heavily on many hearts. On this Buddha Day, we are reminded of the importance of nurturing peace within ourselves and extending compassion to others. From a Shin Buddhist perspective, we also recognize our own human limitations. Fear, anger, and division can easily arise within us. Yet, by entrusting ourselves to the boundless compassion, we are encouraged to live with humility, gratitude, and care for one another. Walking the path of harmony often begins in simple ways, listening more deeply, speaking more gently, and acting with greater awareness. Though these may seem like small steps, they help bring peace and healing to our world. This gathering itself is a beautiful expression of unity among our diverse Buddhist traditions. While our forms and practices may differ, we share a common aspiration for awakening and for well-being of all beings. May our coming together today strengthen our bonds of friendship and that mutual respect. Once again, welcome to our Buddha Day celebration. May today be a meaningful gathering for all of us, and may the spirit of harmony and compassion we celebrate today continue to guide us in our daily lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nagai. We will begin our celebration with a moment of silent meditation. Please rise as Reverend Blaine Higa of Kona Honganji Buddhist Temple will lead us in the Vatana Tisarana, in which we praise the Buddha and take refuge in the three treasures of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Please chant both in the Pali and English parts together with Reverend Blaine. Words can be found in your program and on the screen.
You may be seated. We will now begin the tea pouring ceremony by ministers and/or representatives of various Buddhist sanghas. Reverend Masaaki Koga Miyazaki of the Konakoya-san Daishiji Mission will lead us in the chanting of the Kammokuge Sutra during the tea pouring ceremony. Translated, the verses of the sutra teaches us to honor Shakyamuni Buddha through the pouring of sweet tea. Please refer to the translation which is printed on the back of your program. Please feel free to join in the chanting of the sutra. The words can be found on the insert in your program and on the screen. As I call the names of the various Buddhist sanghas, will the representatives please come forward to pour sweet tea?
Shakanyorai kammokuge gakon
Daifukuji Soto Mission. Honoka'a Honganji Mission. Kona Honganji Buddhist Temple. Konakoya-san Daishiji Mission. Shingon Mission of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Nechung Dorje Dryang Ling, Hawaii Wood Valley Temple. Taishoji Soto Mission.
Maybe a long time or something, but even the mother was not wearing a kimono. Next slide.
Reverend Jikaku Takenoji of Taishoji Soto Mission will now introduce our honored guest speaker, Miss Trinidad Hunt.
Nito worked hard to support his father, and that's why they become very successful. They were successful enough that Mrs. Atsuno.
Today, as we gather to honor the birth and the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha, we are privileged to welcome a guest who beautifully bridges the gap between ancient wisdom and our modern lives. Trinidad Hunt is a fourth-generation Hawaiian Islander of English lineage residing here in Kailua Kona. With over 50 years of experience in corporate leadership, management, and staff development, she has dedicated her career to helping individuals and organizations reach their highest potential. Though she is now retired, Trinidad remains a sought-after private coach and a prolific author. Beyond her books, she has recently created the Enlightened Living Deck, a set of self-coaching cards designed to provide a daily dose of love and practical wisdom for those seeking to live with more compassion. She joins us today to share her unique perspective on navigating the modern world with clarity and courage. Please join me in a warm welcome for Trinidad Hunt.
It's the new stuff. There you go. Now we can hear one another. Good morning again, everybody. Thank you for having me. I have to take a moment to thank the Aina, the land, the original peoples that were here, and our ancestors for bringing us at this moment in time together to honor our sacred Buddha. Forgive me for standing in front of him. My grandfather, as you probably all know, was the highest ranking Caucasian Buddhist priest in the world when he passed away. And although I did not participate in the temple because they raised me Episcopalian, so there'd be no arguments in the family, my grandmother also was a minister in Buddhism, but she maintained at the same time her Catholic heritage. So I'm here in honor of them, and I ask them to be with me today to honor you and to honor the precious wisdom that has been brought through by this great teacher for humanity, that we may also become enlightened, that we may also rise above the world. And I think this is our opportunity today because we're standing at a peak point in history. And I have to remember how to do this. I haven't done this in a long time, you know. I did it. The heart of our planet has been broken. It has been broken by the us and them, the me versus you, the constant waging of rightness against your wrong. And today we have given birth at this time to participate in the unfoldment and holding the stability of compassion for the world. I'm thrilled to be in Hawaii because it seems to be a little bit easier here to do that than to do it on the mainland from all that we've heard. So here we are together, and I think the thing about Buddha that has touched me so deeply is that he left a template for us to follow, a simple template that we can align our lives to, and we call it, of course, the Eightfold Path. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 parts of the Eightfold Path in terms of how to keep the harmony and harmonious feelings and the compassion alive at this time in history, as we all are going through observing what's going on the planet. So we're going to be talking about right understanding, right intention or intent, and right mindfulness. And I picked those 3 because I felt that they were, for me, some guiding principles that I stand by to remain compassionate in a chaotic world. Okay? Are we good? This is yes. This is no. This is like, what are you talking, sister? Okay, you kind of got the idea? All right, so we gotta have communion here because, you know, I'm not doing this alone. All right, here we go. Right understanding. You know, besides, delete. Right understanding is understanding the 4 Noble Truths and really becoming appreciative of the 4 Noble Truths. And as we become appreciative of it, we start to be able to hold in consciousness or awareness, on the edge of our awareness, what's going on today. One of the things I think we've gotten used to in our lives is progressive change. You and I know now the comfort zone. You and I know taking one step at a time to learn something and to discover something. And yet we are way beyond that right now. We are thrown into a time of radical transformation, which does not happen step by step. It happens just explosively. Right understanding brought me to understand that breakdown comes before breakthrough, and that we have to allow, well, we have to anyway because we're living in it, but there is an allowing of the breakdown of society in order for truth to reveal itself finally. And if we stay connected to that, and I've really tried to stay connected to that concept, that deep understanding that the world is falling apart for a reason. It's not falling apart just because, it's falling apart for a reason. The foundation principles upon which it was working are no longer going to be acceptable in this new world we are creating together. This world of compassion, this world of love. I don't know if you feel how deep, delete. I don't know if you feel the depth of the gift of Hawaii as I do. Don't we feel it? Aren't we grateful daily to be here and to be nurtured by this beautiful place? I had a very a dear friend. I was at his house and we had a musical thing going on, and he got up to talk and he said, you know, there's all this chaos going on in the world. And he said, and it was sunset, and he said, and then you look out there, and then you look out there. And I thought, yeah, thank you, Hawaii. Thank you for the blessings of this land. Also, once you understand it, chaos comes before collapse, and then collapse before creation. So we are in the chaos stage. The collapse is coming. It's in process, but we're still in the chaotic stage. Does that make sense? This is yes. This is no. This is, again, what you're talking, sister. All right. So as the world goes on worlding, we cannot change that measurably yet. But we don't have to spin with it. It's like being in the world, but not being sucked into the world. And so as we go through this process, step by step, day by day, it's noticing what's going on, but skimming the headlines. And I really want to thank Reverend Blaine for inviting me to do this, because it gave me an opportunity to study my body and my mind and my heart more intensely than I've ever studied it. And I've studied it a lot, by the way. But what I started to notice, I took the phone. I think Panyakara called it the lover. Remember that? Yeah, Panyakara on the walk. Remember the Walk for Peace? Did anybody watch the Walk for Peace? Well, he called the phone your lover. Put your lover down an hour before you go to bed. I picked up the phone and I decided to go to CNN and look at all the headlines, okay? And I decided, because Reverend Blaine had invited me to do this, to feel my physical, mental, and emotional response to what I was looking at. So I was like an investigator in my own life. So I picked it up and I read the headlines and I could stay stable. And then I went down the rabbit hole of one of the stories. Have you ever gone down the rabbit hole of one of the stories? Well, okay, I don't know about you. It started in my throat. It went to my chest. It went to my tummy. It went to my brain. And all of a sudden, there was this fear arising, this angst, this anxiety. And I thought, that's the in the world, but not sucked into the world. Because how easy it is for me, with all the years of practice, all the years of teaching, all the years of studying, all the great teachers, because that's been my life quest, all of that, and I could get sucked in by one thing, just one story. Have you experienced it? Good, it's not just me. Well, it gives us a choice. And see, what I got excited about was this time in history is giving us the greatest opportunity to choose, because the antithesis of what's going on in the world that we're not choosing, that we don't want to live or become, that the teachings tell us, the Dharma tells us, is not correct. Is not, and it feels not correct, and your whole body reacts to it. So it's the greatest time of challenge, giving us the greatest opportunity for growth. Isn't that exciting? All things work for good. Buddha agrees. It's very simple in this universe, isn't it? It's like if you say the right thing, you get support. All right. Right intent. I love this piece. Intention is so important because intention is what is inspired by the highest consciousness. Intention is what can be inspired by the highest consciousness. And I have studied intention pretty much 30 years. Doesn't mean I know anything about it. I just want you to know I don't know anything about it. But I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. In the incarnation before Macy's, there was something called Liberty House. Do you remember it? My first awakening to the prime motivator, and I have used it ever since, the prime motivator was a moment in the Liberty House, because I love shopping. I'm getting less attached to it, I just want you to know. I was in Liberty House, and I was with Lynn, my Hanai sister and business partner, and we were shopping, and she was talking to the sales lady, okay? And as she was talking to the sales lady, I'm the third wheel there, and I'm being the third wheel there, and all of a sudden I wanted to say something. And when I wanted to say something, what came up was the observer for a moment, and the observer in me said, "What do you want to say that for?" And the answer was, "To look good." Wasn't that something? Well, it was the beginning of the gift of the prime motivator. What is moving me to speak or act? And I think when we talk about intention, intent, right intent, the prime motivator check for me is one of the finest little tools in my box, my mental box, for checking myself as to why I'm saying something. So what is moving me to action? What is my intention behind the behavior or behind what I want to say? And, oh, by the way, I never said it that day. Yeah, it's really good to know, right? It's like I cut my mouth shut. But it was my grand awakening. And will what I'm going to do or say serve the highest good for myself and the people involved here? Now, this goes a little deeper when you start asking the question, is it curiosity driving my behavior? And let's take for an example, the phone and the articles. Okay, because those are the things we're facing, aren't they? The fact that every day there's a new story and it's never a happy one. Have you noticed that? It's never happy. It's a murder or this or that, and it gets to you. So is it curiosity driving my behavior, wanting to look into CNN and see what the latest story is? Or is it my belief that I should know what's going on in the world? Or is it a habit? Or is it a feeling that I need to keep up? And boy, that has driven me. I've been a public speaker for longer than you want to know. Probably, I was 12 years old when I started telling stories for teachers and working in the summer at my grandmother's school because she supported my grandfather in his mission. And I was 12 years old when I started earning my wardrobe for school. So that goes back from 81 to 12. I can't subtract. You can figure it out. But this whole idea of trying to keep up has driven that balance, because people would say to me, well, you're in the public eye. Don't you know what's going on in the world? And because for a while I isolated myself. This was in my 30s and 40s when I was kind of new at this public appearance with people. And so then I would skim the headlines and then I would get caught, right? But those were, if I go back 50 years or 40 years, getting caught wasn't as bad as getting caught now, because there were some good stories. There's none left, by the way. They're all down the rabbit hole stories. So I started to then, at that point, started to look at the headlines and read them and a little bit, and then as time went on, I began to really question whether or not I needed to keep up. So now it's headlines only. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was, yeah. What was the outcome on that? I'm not sure what happened. And then there's right mindfulness, a way of living in the world for all of us. And you know, I have to say that I'm absolutely thrilled to be with you today, because every single person I can feel in this room is dedicated to harmony, peace, compassion. I feel it. Thank you for being here. Right mindfulness. Oh, I have to go like this, sorry. You know what he told me? So in the back, he said to me, "You got to shoot it at me, or it's not going to go off." So I was shooting it at there, and it wasn't working. So listen for a moment. This is for me, this is one of the most profound things. And this came from my Hawaiian teacher, Morna Simeona. Attention is energy. In fact, it's almost our life energy, our life currency. Now listen for a moment. You know when they say it? Pay attention. We pay with our attention, because our attention is the great gift we've been given. The energy of our attention is the greatest gift we've been given to make a difference, to focus, to give ourselves in listening to someone, to be with someone. It's our attention that we move, and we move it by our intention. Does that make sense? Okay, so my intention to be a loving, kind person directs my listening and paying attention to the speaker and giving my attention and appreciation to the speaker. Does that make sense? Okay, so when they say pay attention, they are telling us the truth. It's almost our life energy, our life currency. And when we talk about using our attention, it is the high intention that directs the attention. Is that clear so far? I usually have all kinds of flip charts and stuff, folks. But right now, I'm just kind of saying it with words. Is that clear? So I intend to utilize my attention not on the depth of the stories in CNN, and I'm just using CNN as an example, forgive me, CNN, but just the headlines, just to skim the headlines so I'm in the know. For what reason, I don't know, you know. But I discovered that attention is our life force. It is probably one of the most profound gifts you can give when you give attention to somebody, when you pay with your attention. Now, we know from quantum physics that none of us are observers. Is that correct? You cannot observe something they have discovered, and they discovered it quite a while back. You cannot observe something without changing it. By the nature of our observation, by the nature of our attention, our energetic attention, we change the experiments, we change the field. Does that make sense so far? Okay, so we either affect the field or we infect the field. Our minds and our emotions affect and or infect. So this is So this is the gift we've been given. We participate in the creation of the mindset, the attitudes, the compassion, the love on the planet. And each of us chose to be here at this time in history to participate in compassion. And I know you know this. I'm seeing you nod. I know that this speaks to your heart because you did choose. We all chose. As a family, we sat up there on the other side and said, oh, this is what's coming for the planet. Oh my God. Do you want to be born? No. I don't want to be born now. Yeah, well, you volunteered to help. No. Well, Buddha would like to talk to you about that. But, sir, I mean, I do respect you, but do I have to be born? No, it's a choice. Oh. Could I avoid it? Well, you're not finished. Your karma's not done. Oh. So what do I get if I go down there? You get to clear up your karma. Oh, thank you. Okay, I volunteer. No, it was voluntary. I promise you. We all volunteered to be here at this time in history, knowing at one point prior to birth that it was not going to be an easy time. Holding hands, the Sangha, which is the family, right? The unit of everybody. Holding hands metaphorically helps. Showing up and talking to people who understand what we're going through from a perspective larger than the perspective of us and them, me against you. We knew, and then we forgot. And now we're remembering because it's gotten so chaotic. Now, I'd like to have permission, if you don't mind, to do a little bit of an activity. Would that be okay? Yes? Okay. I love this, right? I get these signals, right? There's yes, there's wait. There's, I love it. I do love it. Take your left hand, please. Place it on your heart. Take your right hand, please. Place it on the left hand. We've been told by the newest research that the heart has 40,000 neurons. It has its own awareness. It has its own consciousness mechanism. Not only that, the heart has 5,000 times the electromagnetic energy of the brain. 5,000 times, okay? You kind of got it now. So we have a thinking mechanism that has its own awareness here. And the Hawaiians were very deep in this. My Hawaiian friend, Morna Simeona, really was an example of this heartfelt love. Can you feel your heart beating? Isn't that beautiful? You're living in a body right now, by the way. I know. Close your eyes for a moment, please, if you're willing. And please visualize the energy coming out of your heart with compassion and love. And imagine it going out 2 feet in front of you. Do that now. Good. And then with the next breath, send it to your left, 2 feet, to your right, behind you. Good. Now send that energy from 2 feet to 4, all the way around you, above you, behind you, in front of you, and beside you. And now fill the room with your compassionate heart. Do that now, quietly. Take a deep breath. This is the gift we have to give to the planet right now. 5,000 times the power of the brain, our electromagnetic love, compassion, kindness, prayer for peace. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. The room is full of it now. Feel the field. Can you feel the field? Come on, get good at this. You can feel the field. It's filled with love and compassion. That's the power you've been given with your intention, attention, and energy. And now we know scientifically this is 5,000 times the power of the brain. I had a teacher tell me once, the brain separates, the heart unifies. The brain splits, the heart merges like butter. Oh yeah, thanks. Whew, I was with you. I'm in the room. Can you feel the room? Isn't it gorgeous? So, back up. Oh, back up. So what we're doing now, listen, this is not an exact metaphor. I didn't know quite how to do it. I'm not really good. But imagine that we're filling this bubble, but imagine that it's not separate from the bubble of negativity. It's interspersed, okay? I just didn't know how to do it. But we're filling this bubble. We just created a huge bubble in this room. And we're filling the field, not just this field, the field, with our energy. And that energy intersperses and breaks up some of the negativity because it's not two separate bubbles. It's interfacing. It's together, okay? And as we follow the teachings of Buddha, I have always been so impressed. Because if you imagine the teachings of Buddha with the lotus flower on the top of the water coming through the stem from the mud, you know, it's almost like our spinal column coming up to the 1,000-petaled lotus in the brain. And that's always impressed me because I too am working very, very consciously to become what Buddha and you see, my mic went out on that one. Whoa, I better practice more, do you think? Wow, that was a big puka. Wow. Wow, okay. Don't you love his picture? By the way, this is a quote from Buddha, I believe. I forgot to put it up there. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind in the present moment. Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. What we do right now in this moment matters most. I got to shoot it out there. Panyakara. When asked what he was thinking about when he was walking, he did this. The breath, only the breath. Stay in the present, only the breath, only the breathing. I don't know if you watched the follow-up to that. He said that some of those monks, and some of the monks were over 60, that some of the monks would never walk long distances again because of the injuries that they had sustained during the walk. And the man who lost his leg said, I give my leg to the walk, to the peace, for the planet. Great beings. Oh, so how do we remember this? I don't know about you, but I've got stickies all over the house. I've got them all over the house, all over my mirror, all over my wall. In fact, I was coaching someone yesterday, and I said, wait, 2 days ago or whatever it was. And I said, wait, I got to go take something off my wall and show it to you. And it's right above my computer, and it was all these things to remind me, to remember. Have you noticed that you don't remember to remember? You remember for a moment, and then you forget? How many of you have noticed that? Is that part of our human condition? Okay, so my big saying is remember to remember, Trin. Remember to remember. Remember to remember to who you are. Remember to remember to be grateful. And I believe, and I may be wrong because I don't know this, but I believe that Buddha said we are all Buddhas within us. Is that correct? I'm asking you, Reverend Jinko. We are all Buddhas. Thank you. And I am grateful for that and for your answer, because I would have been really looking like weird. Practice mindfulness, seek right answers. And I've got these literally all over the place. In fact, if you walk into my house, you'll go, what is this sticky on the floor? Well, it blew down there. But it's a reminder to remember to remember. Where is my attention now? Where is our attention now in this moment? Practice mindfulness. He gave us a template, didn't he? A beautiful, beautiful template. And I'd like to have permission to do something. Can I have that paper? This paper, the paper on the back. No, the typed paper. It's over here, Angel. It's okay. This is Kathy Fryer, my assistant. She goes offline now and then. It doesn't matter. I have something that I have to share with you, if it's okay. You're playing with your precious daughter. Yeah, she's precious. It was Thursday night, the 5th of March. I was making dinner. It was 5:30 in the afternoon. When I start to do something, I always ask for help. And I had asked for help on how to close my discussion with you. And I'm stirring something or chopping something. I don't really remember because it was overwhelming. And I get this message. This is the close for your talk on Sunday. So I dropped everything, went to my book. I've got my book back there. And as fast as I could, I scratched the message down, and it was a mess. So yesterday, last evening, I started typing it up so I could read it. Would you allow me the opportunity to read what I was given to close this with? Number one, we all chose to be here at this time in history. We are here for a purpose. We are not observers in the grand play. We are participants. By the nature of our awareness and our attention, we participate in the field. We do make a difference. By the nature of our intention, we choose the difference that we want to make. Number two, our purpose is multifold. Number one, to master our lower nature by peeling away the layers of our egos so that we can more fully express our Buddha nature. Number two, to clear personal karma by using the intense energies of these times to help us awaken, to leverage and support our intention to express more of our Buddha nature. Number three, to learn not to ever take sides. Instead, to help stabilize the positive, loving, compassionate energy of oneness beyond the duality that is being acted out on the stage of life all around us. Number big three, Buddha and all the great saints and master teachers down through the ages of time, by the way, this is literally what I was given, are here to help us to see through the illusion of duality and enter the door of truth, where we can discover the truth of who we are and the powerful difference that our intention and attention make, and how important it is to flood the field with compassion. Not just at this time, but always. But this time is a reminder of it, because the pressure cooker is going off. And finally, and how do we do this? Ask for help. Help to recognize the ego thoughts as they arise, and start deleting them one by one through daily self-coaching and a long-term commitment to self-cultivation, as these will strengthen us along the path to revealing our true nature. And when I received the message and it was done, I sat there saying thank you, because it tied the whole thing together. May we close with a saying of my grandmother's, where's the clicker? Do I have a clicker? Thanks, Angel. I'd like to close with this, if that's all right, because it brings us together. This was my grandmother's. Oh, does everybody know I am a link in the golden chain? I was raised with it. Oh my goodness. Every day at school we said, I am a link in the golden chain of love that stretches around the world. Now, I know it's not visible back there by many of you, huh? The first line is, I am a link in Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. In gratitude, may I keep my link bright and strong. Should we try that? And those that have people sitting next to them that don't know it, just hold their hands. Okay, ready? I am a link in Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. In gratitude, may I keep this link bright and strong and gentle to every living thing and than myself. Pure and beautiful thoughts. Blessings. Thank you, Buddha, for being born.
Oh my God. Let me cry.
Turn off the thing, turn that off. And this.
Thank you, Ms. Trinidad. Thank you for your most interesting, inspiring message. Deacon Amy Jikai of the Daifgaji Soto Mission will lead us in the Jungian reading of the Vow of the Humankind. Words can be found in your program and on the screen. Please join her in reciting the words out loud.
Calm and composed, awaking to our true self, practicing ardently our compassion, making full use of our abilities according to our respective vocations, discerning suffering both individual and social, and its causes, recognizing the right course for history to proceed. Let us join hands as kin beyond the differences of race, nation, and class. And with love and compassion, we vow to bring the realization humankind's deep desire for liberation by making every effort to create a world which is peaceful and joyous.
Thank you, Deacon Jikai. We will now have several group presentations. First will be the singing of the Gatha, Softly Blew the Breezes, by the Sangha, which means all of us. Organist Corny Chong will accompany the singing, so please sing out loud. Words can be found on page 183 in the Purple Gatha book. Please rise. Well done, everybody. You may be seated. Next will be a presentation by Ms. Barbara Lee, who is representing the Nechung Dorje Dryangling, the Hawaii Wood Valley Temple. Ms. Lee will be presenting 8 verses for training the mind.
Good morning, Tashtale. The first 3 verses of 8 verses of Training the Mind actually was a presentation that His Holiness the Dalai Lama did many years ago, November 8th, 1998, in Washington, D.C. And the rest of the 5 verses were actually extracted from the book Transforming the Mind by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So it seems quite appropriate to talk about these verses or give these verses. So 8 verses for training the mind. Verse 1, with a determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even a wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Verse 2, wherever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as supreme. Verse 3, in all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as I endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. Verse 4, when I see beings of unpleasant character oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are as rare to find as if I have discovered a jewel treasure. Verse 5, when others, out of jealousy, treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. Verse 6, when someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely harmful ways, may I regard them still as my precious teacher. Verse 7, in brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself the hurts and pains of my mothers. Verse 8, and final verse, may all this remain undefiled, but the stains of 8 mundane concerns, and may I, recognizing all things as illusion, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. Our next presentation will be a poem sent by Mrs. Pia Massey, which will, her poem would be recited by Reverend Blaine Higa.
Being by Pia Massey. Because I am slowing down, peace is gaining on me. All my youth, I was running, thinking it was in front of me, something I was seeking somewhere in my future, and it has also been here all along, beneath each footfall, grounding me, patient as a moss garden, waiting for me to catch up, to be at home in my dreams, to rest in place knowing that the work resides in being as well as doing. Happy birthday, Pia.
Thank you, Reverend Blaine. At this time, the members of Daifkuji Soto Mission and Taishoji Soto Mission will be jointly offering their presentation of 2 songs. First, they will be singing Small Doins, featuring the Daifkuji Dharma Keiki Ohana. Small Doings is a song that shows us how the seemingly small and ordinary doings of daily life, done mindfully, can be expressions of great wisdom and compassion. Small doings, great beings, great beings, tiny things. Small doings, marvelous moment, Mahaprajna Paramita. Chop wood, fetch water, hug son, kiss daughter, tie shoe, tie two, do what's right in front of you. Small doings, great beings, great beings, tiny things. Small doings, marvelous moment, Mahaprajna Paramita. Closed door, dry dish, scrub floor, feed fish, wash hair. If there, Buddha mind is everywhere. Small doings, great beings, great beings, tiny things. Small doings, marvelous moment, Mahaprajna Paramita. Wet rag, push broom, change bag, vacuum, wipe feet, wipe seat. You are perfect and complete. Small doings, great beings, great beings, tiny things. Small doings, marvelous moment, Mahaprajna Paramita. down. Fill pot, heat up. When hot, fill cup. Sip tea slowly. Mindfulness will set you free. Small doings, great being, tiny things. Small doings, marvelous moments. Mahaprajna Paramita. Oh. Oh. Oh well, I'll do this one. That was a fun song. Thank you. And now, these two groups will be presenting the song, Dewdrops on a Red Lehua Blossom, which was composed by Reverend Jiko Nakare in honor of Sangha members of the past whose kindness fills our hearts with gratitude even now. A hula to this song, choreographed by Mr. Kaholo Daguman of Taishoji Soto Mission, will be performed by the members of Taishoji.
A warm mahalo to both groups.
Okay. Oh, no. Right here.
Dewdrops on a red lehua blossom rise up to greet the morning light, reaching for rays of warm compassion, then vanishing into the vast blue sky. Teardrops are rolling down my face. Dear one, I wish that you were here. Memories of cherish
Wow. That's a warm mahalo to both groups. Thank you for your presentations.
That's me.
I know, yeah.
Thank you to all who participated in the wonderful presentations and to the Sangha for your participation. Reverend Jiko Nakare of Daifkuji Soto Mission will lead us in the unison reading of the Metta Sutta. Words can be found in the program or on the screen. Please join her in reciting these words out loud.
May all beings be happy. May they be joyous and live in safety. All living beings, whether weak or strong, in high or middle or low realms of existence, small or great, visible or invisible, near or far, born or to be born, may all beings be happy. Let none deceive another, nor despise any being in any state. Let none by anger or hatred wish harm to another. Even as a mother, at the risk of her life, watches over and protects her only child, so with a boundless mind should one cherish all living things, suffusing love over the entire world, above, below, and all around without limit. So let each cultivate an infinite goodwill toward the whole world.
Thank you, Reverend Jiko, or Mom. Now, Ms. Barbara Bose, President of Daifkuji Soto Mission, will offer acknowledgments for today's celebration.
It's my privilege to say the thank yous at the end of this service. And as the Buddha Day service draws to a close, we wish to thank those who have made this gathering possible. Our guest speaker, Ms. Trinidad Hunt, for sharing with us her inspiring message. The ministers and representatives of the various participating sanghas who have joined us from temples all over the island. Deacon Amy Nakati and Yukino Sasaki, our MCs, and Corina Chong, our organist. Thank you to everyone who participated in the wonderful group presentations. The members of special guests who will be performing for us during our refreshments hour in the social hall. Reverend Blaine Higa and the Kona Hongwanji Buddhist Temple for hosting this event, and the Kona Hongwanji Zoom crew for providing the necessary tech support. The Kona Hongwanji Junior YBA for decorating the Hanamido, and to all those who donated flowers. What a beautiful job you did this year. To the many volunteers who have contributed their time, energy, and aloha, including Mrs. Joey Marshall for designing our colorful flyers, and everyone who brought refreshments to share during our fellowship after the service. The Hawaii Island HAIB Committee and the Hawaii Association of International Buddhists for making this Buddha Day service possible. Mahalo for your kind donations to HAIB and the Kona Hongwanji Buddhist Temple. And finally, our warmest mahalo to you for all being with us today in person and on Zoom for this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bose.
This concludes the 14th Annual Hawaii Association of International Buddhists Buddha Day celebration. Thank you so much for joining us in person and virtually to celebrate the birth of Shakyamuni Buddha, who brought light and peace to our world, which is so very needed globally today. If you enjoy this event, please consider becoming a member of HAIB. HAIB. Membership forms are available on the table at the temple entrance and also at HAIB's website. Please visit their website at hawaiibuddhist.org for those information about HAIB and its programs and membership. The link is also shown on your screen. With your membership, HAIB can continue to thrive. Everyone is welcome to join. I'd like to call upon Reverend Blaine to lead us in a closing reflection.
So please join me in Gassho. As we celebrate the wondrous birth of Siddhartha Gautama, the one who would become the Buddha, the awakened one, we dedicate ourselves anew to following the path of universal liberation, spiritual awakening, and dynamic peace that he shared. We rejoice in receiving the life-giving and life-transforming Dharma handed down through the generations since his birth, as it offers us wise hope and courage for living in these challenging and chaotic times. Let us strive to listen to the Buddha Dharma not just with our ears, but with our whole being, and aim to embody the teachings in our thoughts, through our words, and by our actions. May we always find refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows us the way in this life, the Dharma, the way of understanding and love, and the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. Namo Shakyamuni Butsu. Namo Shakyamuni Butsu. Namo Shakyamuni Butsu.
Thank you, Reverend Blaine. Although this service is now over, the celebration continues in the adjoining, wait. Although the service is now over, the celebration continues in the adjoining social hall. A band called Special Guest, led by Miles Okumura of Honoka Honganji Mission, will be entertaining us with a few numbers. And of course, yummy refreshments will be available for all to enjoy. At 11 a.m., there will be a at 11:30, sorry. At 11:30, there will be a free film screening inside the temple. The 42-minute film, Na Vahine Buddha Kia Kahi, Buddhism and the Legacy of Hawaiian Women, will be shown. The film will be followed by a short Q&A session with Dr. John Matsuoka, the producer of the film, who will be joining us via Zoom. May I now call upon Ms. Linda Nagai to offer a special presentation.
Thank you. We have two members of our Konohonganji Sangha that will be leaving us and moving to Bellingham, Washington. And I would like to say not goodbye, but ahui ho. And you know, we are always on Zoom every Sunday, so you know, you can still come to service every Sunday and visit us. We're going to miss you deeply. They've all, not only members of our Konohonganji Buddhist Temple, but they have both joined our BWA, and they have just been awesome helpers, members of our temple. I would like to call Hetty and Jack. Did he just? You're leaving us, so we're punishing you. You have to come up. Bellingham is kind of far, but it's not really that far, right? So how big is your house? Yeah. Because we're coming. Okay, you got us, right? Okay.
If anyone wants to freeze their nether parts, they're welcome.
Okay, we're Ohana, so please come and visit us whenever you're back in Kona. And we will miss you truly. And they will be Tuesday, right? Wednesday? Wednesday, Friday, okay, Friday.
Don't confuse me.
Oh.
I'm already confused. Thank you all.
Thank you, Linda, Ms. Nagay. Ministers and group representatives, please stay for a group photo in front of the Hanamiro after the service. As the service comes to a conclusion, we wish to extend a sincere mahalo to everyone for your generous donations, as well as your in-person and online attendance. Those of you on Zoom may leave at any time. Those of you here in person, please don't leave yet, and let's all walk over to the social hall for fellowship, entertainment, and goodies. Again, happy Bodhi Day, everyone, and please take care. Good job. Good.